Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this Ibanez S Series S521 guitar. Here I have this Ibanez S521. This is the first Ibanez guitar that I've had on this channel. And without further ado, like what I always do, I'm going to take this to the workbench. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of the specs of this guitar, then give you guys a little demo of how this guitar sounds, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on this guitar. All right, so the body on this guitar is a Marante body. And what this basically is like a type of mahogany from the Philippines, which if you guys are into like tone woods and stuff like that, I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not, but it is resistant to, rot and stuff like that. So it's very good for like outdoor work. I don't know about guitars and stuff. It's very easy to get and it's popular in Indonesia and in like the Philippines. So the neck is made out of maple with a rosewood fingerboard. Now they call this like their Wizard 3 maple neck. I don't know what's that supposed to stand for, but that's what they call it, a Wizard 3 maple neck. It's a 25.5-inch scale length with a nut width of 43 millimeters. It's got 24 jumbo nickel frets here. They're not stainless steel or anything fancy like that, but they're done pretty well. Not too bad at all. As you guys can see right there, they're rounded pretty well. Should have cleaned these up a little bit, but they're done pretty nice. The fretboard radius of this guitar is a 15-inch fretboard radius, which is pretty flat. It's great for shredding. It starts off like with a C shape over here, and then it goes down into like a D shape, but it's not super thick or anything like that. It's very thin, very, shreddy. The electronics on this guitar is you have one master volume, one master tone, a 5-way selector switch, and I'm going to get into that once I take off everything. And you have 2 humbuckers, one on the neck and one on the bridge. What I'm going to do now is just take off the strings and take everything apart and show you guys what's under the hood here and everything. All right, so here we have this bridge. It's basically one of their like in-house bridges. Not anything special here, but they call this their F106 bridge. They say that it enriches sustain, but it's all preference. Nothing fancy or special, but that's the bridge you get with this guitar. That's what it looks like right there, and all that stuff in there is just like buffing compound, and that's the ground for the bridge. So pretty standard stuff right there. So now I want to get into these pickups here. These are their quantum pickups here. It's nothing really that fancy or special, aside from them looking like DiMarzio super distortions with like the double hex screw pulls right there. Now the one thing that I noticed when I took this off was this ring right here. This neck pickup is like literally like decked up onto this neck right here. Now the reason why this is like this, most guitar pickups, when they're like around the same reading, and I don't think these are both the same readings, I haven't done the readings on these yet, but if they're around the same readings, what they do is like they'll bring the neck pickup a little bit closer to the neck. It obviously is going to change the sound of the pickups. This one being closer to the bridge, it sounds very trebly, and this one sounds a little bit more bassier. So this being positioned a little bit higher gives it a little bit of a difference of the tone. They do put some conductive painting in there, not the best, but they put a little bit in there. This is what the bridge pickup looks like. And they usually have these kind of pickups on most Ibanez guitars, like entry-level guitars. Right there also, half-ass paint job right there. So yeah, like I said, you get one master volume, one master tone, you get the 5-way selector switch. Now how this works, when you're on this position is the neck position, obviously. When you come down one, it's the neck pickup, but it's paralleled. So instead of in series, it's parallel. The center is both pickups, and this position right here, it's these 2 coils right here. You turn this one on and this one on. These are both active, and then these top ones, this top one, this bottom one is off. So it's just these 2 coils right there. And then the bridge position is just the bridge pickup itself. So, you do get a lot of tonal options with this guitar. All right, so the reading on these pickups are, on the neck position, you have 7.67 k ohms. On the bridge, 8.44. So it's not such a really hot pickup, compared to every other pickup that I've done a review on. And I'm pretty sure these are ceramic, so they are going to sound a little bit hotter. With these two just being on, you have 2.7 k ohms. Both pickups together, 4.5. This one in parallel, 1.94 k ohms. So, you have a lot of different tonal options. So right here, this is where the output jack is. And the reason why they put this here on top of the body is because this body is super thin. And there's like no way that they can put an output jack right through there. So, they have to put it through the top of the body so it, goes through here. So the color of this guitar is like an ocean fade metallic is what they say. It's very sparkly. You got a lot of glitter on this thing. Like it goes from blue to like aqua blue to like a sky blue, or I don't know how you call that, but looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. So you get the same color in the back. This guitar is very thin. It's extremely thin. Weighs, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's pretty light. It's not heavy at all. It's a string through body. So here in the control cavity, you have your master tone and your master volume. And then you have your 5 selector switch right here. You guys are probably wondering what's all this right here. So in the front, they put this right here because they have to like cut out this whole thing. So since this thing is super thin, they need to put this, here so it raises up a little bit more. So you have the selector switch right there. And they have to anchor these bolts right here so it holds it. And as you guys can see right there, it just goes all the way through. This whole thing's just opened. And I don't want to take this off because to put these back on is pretty annoying. I actually have a bunch of these from like other Ibanez guitars that I've had. So what you guys have right here, and these are basically similar. So as you guys can see right here, this is where the output goes, this is where the ground goes. The bridge, you tap it or coil split, and this is the hot, and the same thing for the neck position. You got your ground, your tap, and your hot. Now, if you guys want to upgrade this guitar and put like different pickups on it, you're gonna have to switch this thing out because you're not gonna be able to. And I've tried it with like regular pickups, like Seymour Duncan's or something onto this. You could, but the results that I got wasn't so great, so I had to just literally just swap this whole thing out. But it's a pretty cool thing that they make their own switches for their guitars. And also with this cover here, when I first saw this, I was like, why is there so many screws? I'm like, all you really need is just these two and like probably those two, and you got 3, 4 extra ones. But the reason why they do this is because since the body goes like this and it's super thin, this whole thing is just raised up right here and over here too. You can see it a little bit here when you guys are like looking at it, but I don't think they wanted to put an extra screw here and another one there because it's just a bunch of screws everywhere. But yeah, that's a little thing that I saw and I was like, what the hell? And then right over here, it's really comfortable. It's not like contoured all the way, but still pretty comfortable right here. You got your Wizard maple neck right there. This guitar is made in Indonesia, as you guys can see right there. 2019, of the 5th month of the 7th day, I think it is. I forgot how this thing reads, but yeah, 2019. It's fairly new, not too old, not too new. These are the tuners that come with the guitar. Does stay in tune. Haven't had any issues yet. But on the front of the headstock over here, you got the Ibanez with the S series right there. This is a cool feature right here that I wish a lot of companies actually did. This thing just like slides open like that. Most companies, you're gonna have to like take off all these screws, and sometimes they're like directly on the string and it's just annoying. So, they actually, thought of that. And over here, you have a plastic nut, nothing fancy. Like the color of the hardware, they call it like a Cosmo black. It's like a chrome black, basically. And, it does kind of fade away, as you guys can see right there. It's starting to fade away. This whole knob just faded compared to this one. But, it does look pretty nice. It does match the actual guitar. I'm actually going to take off the neck real quick to see if there's anything interesting under the neck pocket right here. Just like a little G4 and another stamp right there on the neck. You got this little sandpaper shim right here that they put there. Is that a 6 or a 9 or a 2? I don't know. Some kind of number right here and there. And this whole thing is just routed out together right there. So that's pretty cool, pretty interesting to see. It's just like the weirdest thing to see on a guitar. Like this thing just missing here, this whole thing just exposed. I'm not used to seeing guitars like this, but hey, it's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is clean it up, put everything back together, string it up, give you guys a demo of how this guitar sounds, and then give you guys my final thoughts on this guitar. Bam! All right, so there it is, the Ibanez S521. Now, when I first bought this guitar, I went with my wife to Guitar Center, and we're looking at guitars and everything, and she's more into like the colorful and bright guitars, and I was like, well, this one's kind of colorful and sparkly. I don't think she liked it because it's an Ibanez guitar, and for some reason she was like, Ibanez, because she's used to me getting Jacksons and Schecters and stuff, and she was like, an Ibanez guitar, and I was like, yeah, why not, right? And me personally, when I bought the guitar, I was like a little bit iffy about it, just because I don't usually, go into a guitar store and play with it. What I like to do is I just literally just grab it and come home and, try it out for myself here. I've bought in a few Geo guitars in the past, and I know those aren't like the best guitars out there, the best Ibanez guitars. And I sold those guitars just because I'm like, they weren't anything good for me. But this guitar, man, honestly, aside from the looks and how it feels and everything, it surprised me. Pickups on this guitar are amazing. I'm very picky when it comes to my pickups and stuff, but these pickups, they're amazing. They squeal great. They just have good punch and good clarity. I mean, it doesn't have that much clarity. It is a tiny bit muddy. And usually when it comes to my demos, I don't like to mix it a lot. I just like to have like the raw, tones of how the guitar sounds. Obviously, I'll throw in some delays and reverbs and stuff. But aside from that, man, like this guitar, it sounds and plays great. It's got 24 jumbo frets, just how I love my guitars. It's a little bit weird just because I'm used to Floyd Rose guitars. I had to like improvise and try to do something instead of doing like a dive bomb or something. I had like, I did some pick slides, did some Eddie Van Halen stuff there. I know that this guitar has a lot of different configurations to play with, but I'm just a very simple guy. I usually just play in the bridge position all the time. I'll sometimes go to the neck when I'm leading, but mainly I'm just straight up on the bridge pickup. And this bridge pickup sounds amazing, like I said. The looks, man, like this guitar just looks freaking awesome. It's comfortable. And since it's super light, man, like, you know, this guitar is great. You know, if you guys are going touring and stuff, it's not such a heavy guitar like a Les Paul or something. So it's very light. It looks aesthetically pleasing, to be honest. You know, and I've always been just like a black and white type of guitar player. So these guitars new, I think they go for around $400 everywhere that I've seen online. They're around $400, like $399. I got this one used for around $350. You know, it's fairly new, a couple years old, but it's got no problems, no dings, no nothing on it. It's got one little ding. This was the first thing that my wife saw when we picked up this guitar, but that was the first thing she saw, and she was like, "There's a ding on this thing," and I'm like, who the hell is gonna see that? I'm not gonna see it, so I can care less. You know, with these kind of guitars, since they're not that expensive, you can modify them and, you know, put in whatever pickups you guys want to put on these guitars. Like if you guys want to invest an extra $200 to put in some EMGs or Seymour Duncans, you know, it's really not gonna hurt that much. It's not like a $200 guitar where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna put in $200 pickups on this. I mean, you could, like I've always said in all my videos, you guys can do whatever you guys want to these guitars. Now, if you guys are interested in me doing a review and demo on a Geo Ibanez, you know, having a breakdown and showing you guys how those guitars sound, I'm not a fan of them just because I have played them in the past and I really didn't enjoy them that much. The pickups, I don't remember how they sound, to be honest, but I could probably just get myself one and do it for you guys. So I hope you guys found this video useful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because that's all I do on this channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, anything guitar related, wiring stuff. And with that, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one.